Welcome. Motion does not equal progress. Movement, back and forth, does not mean that any distance is being covered, any advancement is being made. This is not something that is generally obvious to us. We've been brought up in a society where color, sound, movement, variety, novelty suggests, without saying it, that something is happening. And that thing that is happening is valuable and useful. And more of it should occur. More varieties, more types, more options, and things move back and forth to enable these things more brighter, louder, faster, and everything that we need to make that happen. And that we think is progress, because there's movement and sound and light, and it fills our days, and it fills the space, and it fills the time, and it fills our attention. But motion is not progress. If you think about a track stadium, and you have one runner running around the track, and they just go around and around and around that track, and they go faster and faster, and they just keep going. They just keep running around that track. Now, we are kind of trained to look at that and see that as progress. Wow, look how much they can do. Look how far they can run, how much speed. But then you have perhaps someone in that same stadium who's very slowly walking from the track up all the seating, step by step by step. You hardly even notice him because of all of this rapid encircling of the track that this other athlete is doing. But yes, this other person, they slowly walk up the stairs, and where they were once on the same level as the person running the track, they're now right at the very top of those stands with a great vantage point over the track and the surrounding countryside. Now, who has made more progress? I would venture that the person running the track, although impressive, hasn't gone anywhere. They've remained at the same place that they were when they started. They've just encircled it, expending energy. It's not wrong to do that, but it's not equivalent to what the other person has done, which is to begin at one place, slowly, intentionally expend their energy in order to elevate themselves to a place where they can have a new perspective, where they have actually moved somewhere new that they weren't before. And this is the confusion that is trained into us. And we unwittingly fall for this on the daily because we're not aware that we're doing it until we are. I remember a few years ago, it really got to me. I felt all this agitation because I could see that so much doing was happening and no being was occurring. I mean, obviously, we are being, but instead of placing our focus and our intention on being and becoming, or unveiling our being to become, so much energy was being expended on doing. My life felt like static because of all of the doing. It was going on around me, and I was being pulled and pushed to go along with this doing, which I was starting to perceive was the equivalent of going around the track like the athlete, rather than ascending the stairs like the bystander. Because once you see it, you realize and you understand that there is a limit. There is a limit to our capabilities as humans in these flesh suits, in this realm at this time. We do not have infinite lives. We do not have infinite energy to expend on things that only create more complexity, but really is only in a stationary location. We don't have infinite supply of attention, time, or energy, and yet we are being distracted to keep expending that great resource. Our responsibility is to properly direct that resource in the direction it should be placed, ascending the stairs, not contributing to horizontal bloat, further complexity on the same plane, motion on the same plane. That is not progress. We need to be directing our resources towards advancing, because that same energy can be used either way. That is the purpose of our discernment. This is the purpose of our pattern recognition, to see the difference and to assign accordingly, societally, communally, but at most our own individual experiences. Where am I running around like a headless chicken? Where am I contributing only to more complexity within my own life, more busyness, more of an appearance of progress? But I deep down know that nothing's changed at a fundamental level. The face of it has changed. The mask of it has changed. The roles are the same. The people might be different, but the patterns, the habits, it's all the same. I haven't changed. I just used my energy to swap out friends, to swap out jobs, to swap out distractions. But perhaps I haven't fundamentally altered my way of interacting. I haven't stopped running in circles and instead started ascending. That's what's interesting, though, is that to the outside, running in circles looks impressive. And this is what we're trained into, to perceive others that run in circles to be impressive and to go, oh, they're doing a lot, so they must be getting somewhere. This is not the truth. So you have to be willing to understand that mechanism. You have to be willing to understand that you will take that impressive looking, busy energy and you're going to apply it in a way that does not look impressive, that does not draw an audience, that does not have a narrative tied to it that everyone will applaud you for. It's going to look boring. And the amount of energy that might have gotten you around the track twice might only get you up one or two of those stairs, if that. Things that look impressive are often indicative of stagnation. But things that look still and slow and quiet are the most stable, the most advancing, the most beneficial for you and your impact within society. This is the right thing to do. Not morally, although it is, but logically, structurally, strategically. This is wisdom. This is progress. And that's the value of being able to discern the difference between motion and progress so that you'll be able to apply your resources appropriately. Thank you for listening to today's message. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Until next time.